Hi everybody, welcome to Actualizing Self, here on our second interview for the Purposeful Entrepreneur. Miki Agrawal is our guest today. She's a successful entrepreneur and social advocate who founded Wild, New York City's first farm-to-table pizzeria, co-founded THINX, a revolutionary women's undergarment line with a giveback mission, and a partner in SUPER SPROWTZ, a nutrition education company founded by her identical twin sister, Radha. She has been featured in Forbes as a top 20 millennials on a mission and recently wrote a book called Do Cool Shit, Quit Your Day Job, Start Your Own Business, and Live Happily Ever After, published by HarperCollins. Miki is a half Japanese, half Indian, French, Canadian American, that's a mouthful, who lives in New York City and I believe has a new wild venture in Las Vegas where she has been spending more of her time. Miki, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Great. So to kick right in and frame our conversation today, I'm wondering if you could kind of describe your sense of what it means to be a purposeful entrepreneur.
Okay, we're doing this again.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Yes. Can you actually hear me? Because there's like jazz music here.
Yeah, sounds great.
Hear me well? Okay, cool. So I think, what I was saying earlier is that sort of entrepreneurship, the future of entrepreneurship has to be purposeful, all of it, because, I was saying that there's just so much noise right now in the world, or everyone gets advertised to, and there's, we have access to so much information. We can Google anything, we can YouTube anything, and it's just easy to just really do anything. And so, in order to really think long term and to be able to sustain a lot of ups and downs of a business, you definitely need to have purpose behind it, because that'll keep you driving forward. It'll keep you, mission driven, and that mission, that purpose will actually just be that thing that you focus on, especially when the times are tough.
Right, absolutely. Yeah,
so,
there's something about kind of the untapped energy of finding a mission, finding a calling, finding your why, really. For existing. So, injecting that into business is really, it seems like the leading edge.
Exactly. The more you learn that, the more you help people, the more you're going to it's like an infectious thing. It's actually, there's this special part of your brain that actually emits the same chemical you emit when you have an orgasm, when you give to people, and so it's just it's a really infectious feeling, and you're going to want to keep doing it. Once you do it, so if you're able to incorporate that in business, where you're actually having that feeling of helping others, but also making money at the same time, it's there's nothing more of a win-win than that.
Absolutely, and I mean, to kind of build off of the kind of the sex analogy, it's at a much higher level, and so that sort of collaboration with many people. It can be really infectious and really inspiring.
Totally, like multiple orgasms. Just kidding. Okay, so next question.
Cool. Yeah. So, I'm really curious. How you found your calling. How you kind of dug deep to really figure out what it was that you wanted to focus your energy on. And so, in your book, you talk about internal examination. And so, I'm wondering if you kind of give our listeners a sense for what it means to kind of go inside and find yourself.
Yeah, and I think, I think, as I said earlier, is that, the concept of, necessity is the mother of invention. And when something happens to you, you kind of start looking around saying, wait, am I the only one? And that kind of sparks something. And so for me, I had a stomach ache. The idea of my first business came from a stomach ache. And when, every time I came home from work, I used to work in investment banking for a couple of years, and every time I came home from work, I would constantly have stomach aches. And finally one day I was like, enough is enough. And I researched, I Googled it, and I discovered that, 1 in 5 Americans are lactose intolerant. And I discovered the whole processed food industry and how, all the hormones, the antibiotics, and the pesticides, and just all the stuff that people were eating, and that was causing a lot of the intolerances that people had. And so that kind of sparked the idea of starting my first business, because I started researching my favorite comfort food that I had given up at the time, and it was pizza. And I just started looking at the pizza industry, and I was talking about how it's a $32 billion industry.
Wow.
And Americans eat 100 acres of pizza every single day.
Jeez.
And and because of that, I was like, wow, here's an opportunity to take America's favorite pastime and actually turn it on its head and make it better for you. And the purpose behind this business was actually now to support local farms and to, to support local businesses. And so we are, working our cheese, we all have our dairy from a farm in New Jersey. We're getting all of our produce from North Fork of Long Island. We're getting all of our beer and wine from all over the New York State. We're getting our boxes from, New Jersey. So it's just like our tea or coffee comes from, Irving Farms, So there's just like every single thing that we have, we're really supporting a lot of local businesses. And of course, we're employing people as well. And so in addition to us employing people ourselves, we're now helping employ hundreds, perhaps thousands of local jobs, just because by supporting all these local businesses. And so that became sort of the mission. I mean, the restaurant business is a really, really effed up, crazy business.
Yeah.
And there's like something different happens every single day. And what keeps me motivated is, beyond just, it being an incredible gathering space for friends and for people to create deeper connection. And that's what a restaurant does.
Right.
But it's also a place to, support local. So that was really interesting.